All right. 3, 2, 1. Clap. Start. Like a professional.
Wait, what?
We're professionals. That's like professionals. Are we clap starting? Do you want to clap start?
That's what I was doing.
Yeah. I'm leaving this in, by the way. This is the start of the podcast.
Okay.
Yeah, this start.
Nice.
It's organic. It's us.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody.
Oh, okay. What's up, guys?
What's up?
This is Check Up.
This is Check
EP2.
EP2. Yeah. Feels like this is a big milestone getting to EP2.
Yeah.
Getting to EP2, man. Oh, man. We're here to talk about basketball. There's been about a week of basketball so far. We could fire off hot takes and fast reactions, but as we all know, that's lame and boring and not really useful.
Yeah, we're about 3 games in.
Yeah, everybody's played almost 3 games, and there's just not a lot of conclusions to draw at this point. Wembanyama looks like best player to ever play the game, and he's basically only played the Nets so far.
Yeah. He's playing on a Fisher-Price goal.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe next week we'll start talking about current basketball stuff.
Yeah, we'll get the West out of the way.
West over unders.
We'll get you with our observations and in-season stuff starting next week.
Yeah.
But gonna go through the West today. Those 15 teams. Over unders, like we did last week. So we can jump right into it if you want.
I want to jump right into it.
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
Ready to go. Our first team, alphabetical order again.
Yeah.
There's nothing other than alphabetical to this. Our first team, the Dallas Mavericks. 41.5 over under. This is again BetMGM. Shout out BetMGM. We're not sponsored, but we'd like to be.
Sure.
Yeah, sure. I mean, everyone's taking blood money these days. So
yeah.
Why not us? So Dallas Mavericks 41.5 over under. Interesting number.
It was a popular pick. Over was a popular pick. Obviously, because of flag. We were able to. Yeah. So this is different context than last week because we've seen a little bit.
We've seen a couple games of it. This is we have slightly more context. This is less projection. It's a little bit of like, all right, what we're thinking preseason, what we're thinking throughout the summer. Like, we're starting to see what some of that looks like now, and
he was a big. Obviously, I mean, yeah, it feels pointless to even describe that. It's Cooper Flag, and it's regardless of how you feel about them lucking into that pick, he's on their team for the foreseeable future. He's the cornerstone, and he's playing point guard for the first time in his life. So, in the first few games that we've seen, he just feels like the guy to start off this conversation with. But they are overextending themselves with the way that they're using him already.
Yeah.
And it was not a great matchup for him with San Antonio in that first game. I don't know. I don't know. I guess we got to just talk about this team and not just Cooper, but he is their point guard right now. So it's just with this 41.5, I would love to take the over. You look down this roster, Kyrie out for the year, but you've got a lot of very familiar names with Anthony Davis and Klay Thompson and PJ even, and some guys that have lingered around, Powell, Lively, Christie, but I just think it's a little bit of a cluster frick.
Little bit. Life is hard without a point guard, as it turns out. I feel like it's, to me, and again, I don't want to cheat too much and use what we've seen so far this season in our quote-unquote predictions.
Yeah, this is hard.
But I always find that every time a team is lacking like a point guard or a star point guard gets hurt, we kind of underestimate how difficult it is to not have a table-setting point guard. And given what we've already seen early this season, like, this offense is going to struggle. Like, I love Coop. He has the skills and the ability to be like a lead ball handler at some point, but being thrust into that role immediately with a team that doesn't have a lot of spacing on it, like...
Yeah, they want to be a good defensive team, I think.
Yeah, well, defense wins champions. championships. Excuse me, as you know,
Nico
wisely said. I mean, everyone knows that, but Nico's the one that said it. The brave soul.
He's so brave, but
he's so brave.
Yeah, I would say out of the 10 most important players that they have on their team, half of them are bigs. I don't know. Their rotation is, they're going to have Gafford play when he's healthy. They're going to have Washington play. They're going to have Anthony Davis play. They're going to have Derek Lively play. And the spacing, you add Najee, I guess, to that. The spacing, Coop, I guess, running their offense, running pick and roll, running actions, bringing it up the floor.
Mm-hmm.
He's not used to doing that. He's the youngest player in the NBA as well, but never played point guard in his life.
Never.
So there have been a couple possessions already where they grab it out the net and nobody's back.
No,
everybody's running back because they're all used to doing that. So it's at 41.5. I'm gonna keep it a little swift, I guess, with them. I'm just gonna be. Is bullish the right word? Bullish means you're.
Bullish means you're positive.
Okay, the antonym of that.
Yeah, the antonym of bullish. I'm down on the Dallas Mavericks. I'm taking the under at 41.5. I understand that that's just 500, but you're trusting a lot of health in guys who have not had health. Gafford and Lively are already hurt.
Yep.
I don't trust it. There's not enough spacing on here. They have 5 centers on the roster, and they're all their best players. I'm going to take the under. This is a really difficult Western Conference, and
I just don't think it's the year.
It's not. We'll get Kyrie back next year, hopefully healthy, and I think this team looks a lot more interesting then, and it'll be a more fun conversation. But
absolutely,
for this year, I think it's going to be pretty messy. The offense is going to be like bottom 10, maybe bottom 5. I don't trust it.
But yeah, I'll shout out a few guys. Brian Emhard looks great as a second rounder.
Mm-hmm.
He's on a 2-way.
Was he undrafted?
I think they did. No, he actually, because there's a thing with once it gets 46, you're not. It's like designated essentially for 2 ways.
Yeah, there's no more guaranteed contracts.
So if you just want to pick your team, you'll tell.
Most of those
your
guys
agent
just
will tell them not to draft you.
Yeah. But, shout out Ryan Nemhard. Yeah,
That's why we need to add a 3rd round, in my opinion, to the draft.
Yeah.
Because it would eliminate all that, stuff that doesn't really need to happen anyways.
I can't remember the term for it, but all the agent.
Yeah.
All the agent maneuvering to get their players to the situation they want to be in, and it's no longer a draft; it's just free agency at that point.
Yeah, it just becomes halfway through the 2nd round. It just becomes strategy. So. Anyways, whatever. Shout out Ryan Emhard. I do like Brandon Williams as well.
Brandon Williams is good.
Yeah, he's a good basketball player.
He's a good basketball player.
And Christie looks good. So, and he's young still. But yeah, I think it's kind of just it's a big year to integrate Cooper Flagg and maybe make the plan. But 41.5 is just a little too much.
Little too rich for our taste. So let's go ahead and move on. The Mavericks will probably be a mess all year. We'll revisit that.
They'll be on primetime a lot.
Yeah, and it'll be fun to see when Coop has his good games. I think it'll be people, again, I'll say this last thing, we'll move on. People project Coop to be a very consistent guy. I honestly think this year will be a lot of highs and lows. I think there'll be games. He already had a 22-point game against the Raptors. Looked fantastic. His first game against the Spurs looked out of sorts, off kilter.
Didn't score until the 2nd half.
I think he will be a lot more up and down than maybe people were anticipating preseason. But let's go ahead and move on to our next team, the Denver Nuggets. Had a darling offseason, I would say, admired by many and appreciated by so many. What are your thoughts on the Nuggets offseason?
It's one of the highest numbers at 53.5. Yeah. But I don't care.
You don't care?
No, I'm not gonna be a fool. Trying to fade Denver. It is a competitive West, but one of the only teams that I feel safe about taking the over, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
And it's not 60. It's not what was. We'll talk about OKC later.
Yeah.
But they're in the high 60s. I don't think that, like we said, we've been able to see a few games this year, so we've seen some of the other teams that are going to be vying for the similar spots. There's nothing that I've seen from. I've actually seen some. And let's just get into it. Like Aaron Gordon, he's 30. So I think you would argue that he's going to have some of his peak years this year, maybe next year, with this core. He looks unbelievable. Hit 10 threes the other night. So I'll stop cheating on. We've seen a few games, but getting Cam Johnson in there to essentially flip flop for MPJ is undeniably, kind of a plus move for them.
And he's still getting going. So like, don't be discouraged by what you've seen out of Cam Johnson so far. Like he'll get going before long. It's always an adjustment, I think, for shooters to play with Jokic. Yeah. No matter how seamless we think it is weird to have a guy who's like that good.
Absolutely.
Like it takes a moment. It takes a moment with Luka. It takes a moment with Jokic. These guys, like when shooters come into that system, they're like, oh shit, I'm not used to being wide open and getting the ball immediately. Or the guy passing me open, or like, you know what I mean?
Depending on, Cam played in Brooklyn, kind of withered away there for a long time. Whoever his point guard was, like, there's a difference between like, hey, just make sure you got your hands up and you're ready, versus playing with a guy like Jokic, where
you're on the opposite side of the court, anticipating like
he's performing magic,
something to come like flying at your head. In any moment.
But I think they've had a couple misses. I think you could judge already, but I think their scouting department's good. I think they draft well. They've got a lot of guys on the bottom of this payroll here that they've drafted in the last few years. That a couple of them are going to need to step up, but. Day'Ron Holmes, they drafted last year. He was out all of last year, and I know that they're kind of trying to creep him in to the rotation. Pickett has shown some stuff. He was a good basketball player in college. Strother's really the big one to me.
Strother is the one guy that's, I think, closest to hitting. He has legit offensive talent and legit defensive concern.
Yeah.
But as far as like their glut of young guys. It was this whole thing when they didn't want to sign KCP back a season ago. I think a lot of people were like, well, who's going to start in place of KCP? It was always going to be Christian Braun, and nobody was ever worried about Christian Braun stepping into that role. He looked ready for it. But who's going to take Christian Braun's role off the bench was the other question. And Strother looks closest to like being that guy to step up as maybe a top 8 player in their playoff rotation this year. The defense has to come away, but I like Julian Strother, and I know you do too.
Yeah, he was awesome at Gonzaga, by the way, and played a lot of really meaningful basketball before he came into the league. I think he played all of his eligibility, and he's got great touch. I think he's a smart, connected type hybrid guard forward that they could play whenever they want.
He can heat up in a hurry. He can score. Like he legit score.
Yeah. They added Bruce Brown back. He was begging to come back after getting that bag. And they're playing him a lot.
Yeah.
Tim Hardaway as well. They brought Joe Val in for some camaraderie to kind of just take over for Jokic 5 to 15 minutes a game.
Finally, to give Nikola Jokic a backup 5.
Yeah, and a friend maybe.
Yeah.
So, they're going to be good. Jokic is going to be out of his mind, and I would like to think that they'll be a top 3 seed. So, if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong, but it's at 53.5, and I'll just take it,
This is pretty easily the second best team in the West to me, especially since the Van Vliet injury. And we'll talk about the Rockets soon. But, I think I'm an easy over at 53.5. This team could win almost 60 games if they wanted to. But, I think they'll just cruise to victories throughout the season and not really have to try too hard. Like
they've always been pretty good in the regular season anyways.
Yeah, they have the best player in basketball.
Yep.
How bad can it truly be? Can I throw a hypothetical at you real quick before we move on? If they flame out, and I say flame out in the playoffs as in like they get to the playoffs and either they like get, let's say they lose in 5 to OKC, or God forbid, lose in the second round to like the Timberwolves or something.
Yeah, they get a bad draw and lose to OKC. Yeah.
Is that this offseason, like if they flame out, like they truly underperform in the playoffs, do they consider moving Jamal Murray? Is that like your next step? Because you've only got Nikola Jokic is going to age gracefully, but really, truly peak best player in basketball, Nikola Jokic. I don't know, 2-3 years of that left. Yeah. Like, do you spend that time just trying to make it work again with Jamal Murray? Do you try to trade Jamal Murray?
I think you absolutely try.
Yeah.
But he's just he's making 46 and then 50 and then 53 and then 57 million.
He's got a long deal, and he's one of those guys where he's never been an all-star, right? Like all-star level talent, but he's good, but not quite good enough to where like teams are, falling over themselves to get him if he becomes available.
Really hard for me to get into the psyche of a team that's volunteering that and matching that.
Yeah.
It would. I just don't think they would have to. I just think they would have to do it. Would it be like a Miami team that's just desperate?
Before the Desmond Bane trade, I would have said that Orlando would be an interesting spot for him.
Oh yeah.
Miami is always star hunting.
You pair Bam with
Toronto, like I don't know, but
there are probably the teams out there.
Yeah. Can we get a Miles Turner for Jamal Murray?
Absolutely, yeah. But yeah, I think you definitely try, and hopefully they don't have to. They don't have to do that quite yet.
I don't think they will. That team with like 4.5 healthy players took the champions to 7 games. Like I don't have a lot of worries about them flaming out in the playoffs. Like they're gonna be good. Again, best player in basketball. We're over on 53.5. We're feeling good about the Nuggets this season.
Both over.
All right. Next team, the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah.
Have an interesting over under at 47.5. So.
It looks good until you realize there's a bunch of teams bunched up. Yeah. So it just becomes pick 'em. It's like, do you feel good about this team? Then you'll take over 47.5.
I feel like with the West, I don't know. I feel like when we covered the East last week, there were a couple teams where I was like, I could see them winning 8 more games than their over under, or I could see them winning 8 less games or something. Mm-hmm. Like with the West, I feel like it's just going to be a crapshoot. Like they're going to win 1 or 2 games above or under whatever this over and a half is. So you're kind of just taking 50-50. It feels like.
And this is another team that, since we're 3 games into the season, they've had a hot start. They looked good on primetime television.
Looked great.
Curry still looks like Curry. Butler.
Jonathan Kuminga's giving him good minutes.
Kuminga looks honestly like what you think he would look like in
he looks like he's trying.
Yeah.
Which, given what happened in the offseason between these two, like, I would have thought he comes in as a sourpuss and he's just like moping around, and Steve Kerr still doesn't want to play him, but like he's coming with energy and like giving them some good minutes so far. Had some good games.
Yeah, when you kind of hinge on we need to bring Al Horford in, we need to bring 39-year-old Al Horford in, you kind of have to play Kuminga. You have to. You have to play him at least 20. I don't know. They're just kind of, they made the bed that they're in, and he looks great, and I think he might end up just kind of, I don't know. This is a weird way to dive in, but Kuminga is a big part of, I think, their success this year because he's in his 3rd year in the league.
Yeah.
This is kind of when you want him to take a leap for you, whether he's going to make it for your team or another team.
This is year 4, isn't it?
Yeah.
The start of year 4, right?
Yeah, he was a one and done in G League. The Ignite.
Yeah, he was he 21 drafts? Yeah, right, with Josh Giddey and Franz.
Yeah, so he was 19 coming into the league.
Can't remember what year this is. Whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. This team is old.
Very old.
I don't think they cared to go all out for the regular season. post Jimmy Butler trade last year, they looked really reinvigorated, and for like 30 games, they were probably something absurd, like 25-5. Like they had a great record post Jimmy trade.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't foresee them this year giving that much effort in the regular season. Like their guys are old, they want to keep them as fresh and ready for the playoffs as you possibly can. There's no reason to be putting, you know, Draymond, Jimmy, and Steph on the court for almost 40 minutes a night just to win January games against the Hawks or something. Like, I think they'll kind of coast through this season. Like, I could really see that.
I could see 46 and 34 so vividly, and so that's why 47.5 is just a creep too high because of their age.
I just.
But they absolutely could win. What would it? It would be 48 and 34, and it'd be 46 and 36.
Yeah.
I'm more on the 40s. You kind of have to pick these the way that they sit. So it's at 47.5, and it's just cheating. We wouldn't be able to take any of these anymore because the season started. Whatever. This is just an exercise to kind of, preview these teams. So.
Yeah. I think what we're getting to is I think we're both under on 47.5. Although I think this could be like a 50-win team. This might be a 50-win team that wins like 45 or 46 games or something. Like I could totally see that because they're real thin. You know, after you get past your kind of top, like their starting five is solid, but you know Moses Moody is still so up and down.
Who is he?
Pods is so up and down. I really want to see some consistency from Pods this year. I don't know if we'll get to that point.
They brought in Melton, who
they brought back D'Anthony Melton after he tore his ACL last year.
He hasn't played yet this year. So he might help some things. Buddy is gonna get a lot of shots.
And he's gonna be great some nights, and he's not gonna be great other nights.
He's sneaky old.
Sneaky old.
He's 33.
Did he come into the league at like 26 or something? Wasn't it something? It was crazy.
I think he played almost all of his eligibility at that was Oklahoma, right?
Yeah. He was definitely a senior. Yeah.
But I've been looking through kind of box score watching because look, we can't watch everything, but not a ton of Trace so far. Or Quint Post. They like Richard a lot. He seems to be a guy that they could put at the point of attack and run the floor cut in this offense that cutting is very rewarded.
Yeah.
He looks good. Gary Payton is back. I think he's back, right? He left.
Well, he was back last season.
Yeah.
He was there last season, but yeah, what did he was in Portland and then he got cut from Portland or something.
Yeah.
And then
came
back last season.
The vibes seem to be really good. So maybe that's all that matters with the core that they have to surpass this. I guess the point of this conversation is are you in on them or not based off of this number? I don't.
This one feels as 50-50 as any of them have felt.
Yeah, it feels like a trick here. So
I'm gonna go under.
Me too.
Because again, like this is an old team. I very, very easily see them just like coasting through some games. Like we get to January, February, and okay, Steph's gonna sit out for a week, or Steph's gonna sit out for like 3 games, and we're just gonna let Pods cook and see what we can find if we just let Kuminga and Pods go out there and try to win us a game.
Too. Like Jimmy's going to Vegas. Sorry guys.
Yeah, like I think they're gonna be pretty casual. Maybe we get some posturing, you know, at the end of the season. Like they definitely postured at the end of last season to get the Rockets in the first round, and they felt confident that they could beat the Rockets, and then they did. Like, I think this is a confident team. They're former champions. They're old. They're gonna take their time. I think this will be a 46-win team that might be like the 6th seed.
Yep, they'll evade the play-in.
But we know with this team, like they're still a threat. Steph Curry is still a threat. Like, not underestimating this team at all. Just kind of what I'm figuring will happen based on the load management era of NBA basketball.
Yep. I think they're gonna make one more very serious push this year, and we'll see what happens next year. These guys are old.
Yeah, this kind of feels like unfortunately, we're getting close to like the end of realistic title hopes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Steph Curry is, when he's on, is still maybe the best show in basketball. There's just nothing more electric than watching Steph Curry play basketball. He's incredible.
Yeah, so taking the under purely based off of the number projection at 47.5.
Yeah.
They'll be fine.
Yeah, that's not to say they're a bad team. They're still very good.
Yeah.
Moving on to our next team, the Houston Rockets, who are so interesting to me in so many different ways.
Maybe the wild card, probably the wild card of this conference, because they could make you look dumb.
Yeah, 52.5 over or under. Before the Van Vliet injury, I probably would have been a pretty confident over here.
Yeah.
Now, I'll see how this conversation goes, but I'm unsure at 52.5.
Yeah, what's not to be unsure about? The spacing looks straight out of 88.
Ooh, it's rough.
Because they're playing Alperen Şengün with Steven Adams and Jabari kind of figuring out.
Kevin Durant's playing the 2 right now.
Yeah, he is the shooting guard.
7-foot Kevin Durant is playing the 2.
37-year-old Kevin Durant.
37-year-old and Amon.
Yeah.
Out there. So
they're fun as hell.
They will beat the shit out of you, and they're strong. They will have probably a top 3 defense in the league.
Mm-hmm.
And the way that they're going to survive these games, it'll be a little ugly because it'll just be tough nose defense, and then they're gonna try to conjure up enough offense, hoping that Kevin Durant gets hot some nights. The offensive rebounding is going to be a huge part of their offense, but they're going to be kind of an ugly, interesting watch because they're just super physical. There's just not a ton of ball handling here.
Nope.
There's no spacing.
They had some awkward moments where, because they have Amen at the point in that first game.
Yeah.
Where nobody got back to take the ball out of bounds.
Yeah, it's weird.
So, because they don't have a true point guard either, and that number is really high based off of that.
Yeah.
You might not think that Van Vliet is, the most captivating, but they were fully bought into him being their guard before he went down. And now they're playing catch up.
And Fred Van Vliet's an all-star, but he's like a very good,
very reliable
starting point guard who can manage and help run an offense. Low turnover guy, strong defender, decent shooter. Some nights he's better than others. But
I just think he's especially for Ime, his decision making is something you could live with.
100%, yeah.
He takes a 28-foot 3. Okay, good for you, Fred. But because you have faith that he's going to make the right play.
Yeah.
So, all that to say, I'm going to have you go first.
Okay. At 52.5, I will take the under.
Okay.
I don't believe in the offense long term, and the other part too is do I trust that they will be healthy all season? Kevin Durant has struggled with injuries for the last couple of years, unfortunately. I cannot be confident that this year won't be the same. Steven Adams, as much as I love him, I watched him in OKC for years, it felt like, and Steve-O, his body just breaks down by the end of seasons with how with just how physical he is. The way he's bumping and grinding all the time, his body breaks down. So I'm expecting Steven Adams to miss 30 games this season. I don't trust the spacing. I think it's a little too easy to defend this team.
Yeah.
You saw it with OKC. They're going to be able... Amen Thompson took 7 threes. If Amen Thompson's taking 7 threes in a game, that's what you want.
You won, yeah.
That's exactly what you want. And it's just too easy because they don't have a ball-handling, distributing guard. It's too easy to just funnel threes into the quote-unquote right guy's hand.
Yep.
And so I just...
It's a game plan for the other 29 teams that is a little... They're going to have... A lot of the same teams are going to try and do the same things, and it'll probably work.
It will probably just work.
Yeah. So 52.5. I had you go first because I swear to, I was about to consider making the argument for that over. I could, because, we fast forward 5-6 months, we're in February, and if they end up closing the year 55-27,
yeah,
I wouldn't blink an eye.
I could easily see this being a team that's like back half of the season they feel like they turn it on.
They just dominate.
And they just don't. Well, and then that's what they did at the end of last season, right? Like they really turned it on, got all the way up to the second seed, like locked it in for themselves.
Yep.
So I understand where your head's at with that argument. I get it.
But I'm going to be safe and take the under as well. A couple things that I've noticed before we run into the next team.
Yeah.
Jayshawn Tate has been completely moved out of this rotation he's been healthy scratched.
Yeah.
And they're already a little thin. But, like, if they had... Okay, you've got Jayshawn Tate, you're deciding not to play him, and he's sitting on your payroll. You've got Tari Eason, who I think some of that fan base, they think that he's a little bit of a head case a little bit. I think he's a great energy guy that comes in and, like, absolutely, like, his plus-minus numbers are awesome when he comes in. He's just kind of... just mucks things up. But if you were to replace a guy in a rotation like that for, like, a Corey Kispert or a Luke Kennard or even a Malik Beasley type guy that could come off the bench, give them shooting, give them a threat while you have a man on the floor, or what have you. Like, I just think they lack ball handling and they lack a couple guys that are confident in their shooting ability. So I just think they're gonna, with the spacing, with the lack of ball handling, and with no Fred V this year, they're gonna go through some droughts potentially.
Can I throw a hypothetical trade at you? Like, I've just pulled this out of my ass.
Go for it.
What about? And I don't know if it'd be 1-to-1. I don't even think Ime would really like him. But would you do like a DFS for like Malik Monk?
Absolutely.
Yeah, because I think Malik gives them a fun, dynamic scorer and a guy who can just soak up minutes in the starting lineup this year and could come off the bench next year.
Sacramento's taking that deal probably too.
They want to get rid of him so bad for some reason. They wanted to get rid of him to bring in ancient Russell Westbrook, like, and I'm sure they would love a defensive wing like Dorian Finney-Smith. So like that's a kind of deal I think makes sense for both sides. But the league seems to have blacklisted Malik Monk for some reason, and I'm not sure why that is.
Yeah.
So. But I don't know.
I think they're going to be buyers, so hopefully they address some of these problems we've mentioned.
Yeah.
And if they do, that number might surpass. But we're both under because the number's really high.
Yeah.
They're going to be one of the best defensive units in the league, no question. But I just think with KD's age, with the glaring ball handling problems, we've mentioned these already. But it's just a little too high.
Yeah, this might be the second best defense and like the 26th best offense.
Yeah.
Quick shout out to our guy Reed Shepherd. I not looked incredible so far, but again, the kind of guy like you need to give him some time. You need to give him the chance to like work through these things.
He needs reps ASAP, especially in screen navigation and not being a cone. To be a little unkind, but it's looked rough.
He's a competitor though. I think he's like a competitive guy. So like,
absolutely,
let him get picked on. Yeah, let teams pick on him for an entire season. Let him fail again and again and again. I trust in his attitude that he's the kind of guy that like will strive for improvement.
Yeah, let him piss him off and have him do Peyton Pritchard psycho shit in the off season and be confident.
Absolutely, yeah.
I trust that.
I trust it. All right. Woo boy, what a dramatic team. We have the Los Angeles Clippers on deck next.
Shout out Pablo Torre.
Shout out Pablo Torre for single-handedly, how long have the Clippers been a franchise? Since the 80s, right? It's like, 80s, 90s, early 90s, something like that. They had almost 30 years of irrelevance, and finally they get a big free agent, and they have the richest owner in the NBA, and then...
in all the sports.
In all the sports. And then Pablo Torre takes it all down with one single podcast.
Potentially.
Potentially, allegedly. This team's got a 49.5 over under.
Yeah, they're gonna aspire to. Sorry. They're gonna aspire to get over that. Whatever, joke finished. But yeah, I mean, 49.5 makes sense, I guess. But how many of these teams am I gonna go over on? I've got to be over on a few, but man.
Given everything that happened right before the season started, like this entire team's gonna be shrouded in drama.
Big elephant in the room. Yeah.
Big elephant in the room all season, and I don't think they will. But like, if the NBA hands down some sort of punishment mid-season, like that could throw this all out of whack. Yeah, that's the danger with taking the over here.
And I don't think BetMGM is gonna refund you on that.
I don't think so. There's no take-backsies.
Yeah, unfortunately. So, another freaking old team.
This is the oldest team in the league, right?
I mean, Brook Lopez 37, Nick Batum 37, Harden 36, Leonard famous 34 and famously load manages and.
That's an old 34.
Yep, I mean those knees are 45.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
They're gonna have a floor that's high.
40-year-old Chris Paul too.
Yeah, and why not Bradley Beal?
Yeah, I think high floor is the right way to say this, but what this team kind of hinged itself on last season was their defensive identity. Like, they were a tough-nosed defense. They were a hard team to play, and this offseason they got older. They got guys who I think have either slipped or have never been good defenders. Like, I am concerned that the identity they had last season that carried them through, they no longer have the ability to uphold. And
it'll just slowly, potentially break down.
It could just fall apart.
Yeah.
Like, this team could just fall apart. And I hate that for Clippers fans. Like, I really, truly do. This is a franchise.
It's nice to have both LA teams be relevant.
It's fun when they're fun. And it's also like it's always fun to see a franchise that's been mired in mediocrity or just plain badness for years. Like, it's fun to see them finally get good.
Yeah, Danny Manning was the franchise's best player, or something like that.
They had one good Lamar Odom season, I think, there somewhere.
Yeah, like, so you get LA people to buy season tickets for the Clippers. They got the arena with the wall.
They got the crazy arena.
They got Adam Devine going out and yelling during free throws, which I don't know if that should be allowed, but it's kind of funny. But yeah, it's hard to not address the elephant in the room.
Mm-hmm.
I think, and Kawhi is heavily attached to that. Mm-hmm. And sure, could he lock in and spite and be amazing, and they could rally wins, and they're really good still. It's just way too high of a number for me. I do want to address Norman Powell. Was awesome. I think he probably deserved, if there was an expanded seat on either conference's All-Star teams, he would have been an All-Star. Maybe he was an injury replacement.
Yeah.
But
he deserves a shout-out.
He deserves a shout-out because he's not there anymore, and he looks pretty good in Miami, by the way. They bring in Bogdanovich. He's new.
They traded him at the trade deadline last season, and he was a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah, and they bring in Derrick Jones Jr.
Well, like your replacement, for Norm Powell was Brad Beal and John Collins.
Right.
That was kind of like, Brad Beal is your scorer off the bench. He'll be a replacement of that. John Collins gives you another
He's fine.
A different kind of look, like an athletic upwards big, which is always going to be good with James Harden.
Yeah, James is great at that stuff.
Yeah.
And I think he's a good fit with James. He'll be the beneficiary of a lot of dunker spot activity.
100%. The pick and roll with John Collins and James Harden is going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and in the first 3 games, I've caught a couple of them. Collins looks good.
Yeah.
Zubac is really good.
Zubac is great.
So they've got a high floor. You could absolutely take it if you want to. I'm not.
If you're taking the over for this team, you're betting on them to be a 50-win team. And I think given all of the variables that are present, the age, the injury history, the looming decision regarding the whole aspiration thing, it's hard to justify taking the over for me.
I think it's absolutely possible that by the All-Star break, or even during the All-Star break, Silver decides to do something.
It is certainly possible. I would not say it's likely, but yeah, possible is, for sure.
Yeah, so that's not entirely basketball related, but it's completely intertwined with this franchise, and the vibes are weird because of that.
The vibes are weird.
49.5, we're under.
Yeah, this team gets real thin if they lose a couple of rotation guys.
Yeah, they're going to start playing Kobe Brown and Yannick Niederhauser.
The best name in the league, by the way. Yannick Conan Niederhauser. Best name in the league. Not even...
That's a great jersey.
What a good jersey.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Clippers for constantly drafting all the guys who have the longest jersey names in the league. We had Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have Yannick Conan Niederhauser. We just need... Give me somebody else to complete the trifecta.
The antonym is Dort. That's a small
Dort.
All right. Other LA team.
The other LA team, the Lakers. The LA Lakers. Ooh, I think you and I are kind of opposite ways on this team. So
I think we still are, yeah.
Yeah, the over/under is at 46.5 though. That is a surprising number.
Looks pretty yummy to me.
A 3-win difference between the Clippers and Lakers, given that the Lakers have
Luka Doncic and LeBron James.
Yeah. I want you to go ahead and go first on this one.
Okay, so we'll preface this by saying the greatest player to ever play is currently out. He has
sucks.
Sciatica, which is old man behavior.
Old man.
He already turned 41?
Yeah, he's gonna turn 42. Isn't he?
He's turning 42 this year.
I think his birthday's in December.
Oh.
Bronzexuals will correct me, please.
Yeah, so there are many ways that you can give me an argument that I might even, I don't know, flip my opinion on this, but it's simple for me why I'm taking the over.
Can I interrupt you real quick?
Okay.
We have breaking news on the podcast. The Indiana Pacers are signing Mac McClung to a multi-year deal. And they're waiving James Wiseman. James Wiseman played one game, and they said, "Get the hell out of here."
Mac McClung?
Shout out. Dude, we're going to see 40 minutes a night of Mac McClung this year. I can't believe it.
Jersey. Let me buy it.
That rules.
Oh my
That rules.
God, the culture's never been better.
That rules. We don't have to linger. They're going to be so fun. Dude. Oh my God. Obi McClung.
To a multi-year guaranteed deal?
I saw a multi-year deal. I don't know about guaranteed. It says multi-year contract. I would assume it's non-guaranteed.
I don't want to get demonetized, but what the F?
It rules. That's going to be awesome.
Cooking. Pritchard's cooking. Okay.
Anyway, back to the Lakers.
That's awesome. I'm going to trust with a full year under his belt, and he already looks like a demon. I'm going to trust Luka Doncic.
Jesus, man, yeah.
And JJ Redick to figure out how to win 50 games. And that doesn't make me queasy to say. There are obvious glaring DeAndre Ayton.
There are obvious glaring DeAndre Ayton issues on this roster.
DeAndre Ayton issues. But I think after that first game, and so if you're a basketball fan, you're aware that the NBA is splitting all this time. Now it's NBC incorporated with basically just TNT on ESPN and then Amazon Prime. Mm-hmm. We'll probably be able to talk about that in other episodes. Yeah. But Shaq, I guess the tone shift, because they'll just mess around and maybe talk basketball, and maybe sometimes not. But I think they're trying to take it a little bit seriously on ESPN now.
Mm-hmm.
And after that first Lakers game where Ayton looked like Ayton usually does, just kind of like last one down on a defensive possession, like
lackluster.
You know, not even really doing anything, and you know, just kind of like, you know, in both of his ears out from the huddles and the timeouts, and just, you know, what's going on inside this guy's brain. Former number one pick. And Shaq was like, "Where's the camera? Ayton, lock in. Luka Doncic is on your team. You know how to jump 12 inches off the ground.
This should be easy money for DeAndre.
This is like the easiest role.
Ask Daniel Gafford.
Yeah, there are many such examples already of, you know, Lively coming into the league, like being able to like, oh, I could do that
immediately. Yeah,
you can do that, Ayton, and this season really hinges on you. Because God forbid we got to put Jackson Hayes back in the rotation because you don't know how to do anything. So he looked okay the other night. I think they played last night on this is Monday, so I think they played last night or the night before, and he had like 15 rebounds.
Yeah, with the Austin Reeves 50-point classic last night. Yeah.
But you don't have to be what you think you are in your mind. You're definitely not doing it, but you're not. You don't have to be a 25 and 15 guy. 10 and 12. You know.
When he was the reason he got that max contract extension, he got the rookie max contract extension is because he helped the Suns get to the finals by doing the little things.
Yeah, we've seen it already.
Being a disruptive defensive player, like using his size to his advantage, doing the small things, being a good screen setter, just being a role player. And he got a max contract out of that. And ever since then, he's just absolutely been coasting through his career.
And now you're getting paid $8 million again, which is not poverty numbers, but I'm just saying, like,
it's not the $30 million he was making last season. Like,
so this is your time. It's gonna be put on a platter for you. Just go ahead and use that spoon and eat it up, buddy.
Just give a little bit.
That was a little bit of an AO moment, but
shit. But yeah, this roster is interesting because you have the greatest player of all time. You have, at minimum, a top 4 player in the league. And then you have a bunch of other kind of semi-unproven guys who have had flashes but were never like consistently amazing. Like Gabe Vincent has games where he can hit 4 threes and then other games where he disappears completely. I feel like Rui kind of goes.
Rui's the guy.
Rui is like their probably like their 4th best player, like their most consistent 4th best player. But you know,
contract year.
When was the last time Marcus Smart hasn't been a part of a winning basketball team in a while now.
But
like
he's hungry to.
That's what he says.
Yeah.
And so it's a roster that has a bunch of guys that have been good at different points. Like again, they paid Gabe Vincent after that Miami final, the Miami finals run. DeAndre Ayton has been to the finals with the Suns. Like Marcus Smart has won the Defensive Player of the Year, or they have all these guys that have had moments, but haven't put it together consistently. So I don't know how to feel. I don't trust everything on this roster. And like again, as soon as like Luka's out now for what, a week, like if Luka goes out for a month and LeBron is still in and out of the lineup, like what happens?
Well, Reeves, which is the last guy that I want to spend a little bit of time on.
Yeah.
We haven't talked about him yet. He had 51 last night. We did see that. He had 22 free throws.
22 free throws.
What is that? A team option next year, or a player option?
Yeah, it's a player option. They tried to. They can't offer. They can only offer him like because he signed to the deal he currently is. The highest extension they can offer him is like a certain percentage of that. So I think they can only offer him like a 4-year, $90 million extension. So
right, because they already didn't they. San Antonio tried to sign him.
And
Lakers gave him a poison pill contract to keep him on a good deal.
Yeah. That's right. He got like that. He got this 3-year deal,
which was great then.
Which was a good deal then, but now it's like he's worth far more than this deal, and he's got a player option at the end of it. They're obviously not going to be able to extend him, so he's gonna go to free agency this offseason.
I think he's going to be on a new team. So.
You think so?
I think it gives me a little bit of Jalen Brunson vibes.
I think he gives me Kyrie vibes. As in, you want to keep him next to Luka.
Yes.
Because
yes,
giving Luka an additional
because this is Luka's team. LeBron's on it.
This will be Luka's team.
But I'm already looking at it as the way that you're constructing, and it just reminds me a lot of Brunson. And you can't let him go.
You can't mess up and just let him go. Like, LeBron's probably not going to be on this team next season, so you're going to open up a lot of cap space. They're going to have bird rights on Austin, so I assume the Lakers are going to do some positioning to try to get a big free agent draw and then re-sign Austin with. I could see him taking like a 1-year contract and then re-signing 2 years from now, or he signs a big like 4-year deal this offseason. But I think he has to stay in LA.
But I think he could. There are going to be teams lining up. And I'll sum this up. But there are going to be teams lining up this summer to pay him a max deal.
100%. There will be teams, but it's like
he could absolutely say, "Hey, I'm going to go take that."
And he'd be justified because like he's had these flashes where when he's the number one creator out there, sometimes it looks pretty good.
Yeah, he's looked pretty good this year. So it's at 46.5. You're taking the under. I'm taking the over.
I'll take the over at 46.5.
Nice. Woohoo!
Yeah. At 46, that's low. Luka Doncic is good, and if Luka Doncic is healthy, he looks skinny, like he looks quick. First couple games, like, oh my God, some crazy box scores. Like, if Luka can stay healthy this season, like, he will just drag them to 50 wins probably.
Yeah, healthy, happy Luka is my favorite player in the NBA. Yours is Shay.
Yeah.
But just purely basketball wise, he's a joy. So, and I think he plays with joy. So I'm looking forward to him being healthy and like having that joy back.
Yeah.
And I think they'll win 50 games.
Yeah. Do you you know what DeAndre Ayton's self-appointed nickname is? Do you remember this? Dominating.
Mm-hmm.
He rules. He's so funny. All right, next team. The Memphis Grizzlies with a crazy over-under.
Yeah.
That's a low number, 39.5.
Oh, yeah.
39. They don't think this team is going to be 500. And they might not be.
Yeah, I think Vegas is hedging their bets with them. We were talking about them earlier today even.
We talk about this team a lot.
We do. We do. Maybe more than any other team.
Maybe more than any other team we've talked about the Grizzlies.
Like legit.
Yeah, both of you are kind of like pretty underwhelmed.
Yeah.
By everything. Like 3 years ago, if you would have asked me like where I see the Memphis Grizzlies in 3 years, like I would have been like, oh yeah, they'll be one of the top 4 teams in the West
playoff
for sure.
Team perennially.
Playoff team, like perennial contender. I would have assumed they just had an up and up and up trajectory, and that has proved not to be the case. It's a demoralizing reality of what the NBA is. Moments of success can be fleeting. It can be very fleeting.
You know why it's that way? It's because of the top of this payroll.
It's self-inflicted.
Yes. It's the fact that you are going to be paying in 26, 27, 28, and 29 $50 million every year to Jaren Jackson, who I think that's part of the reason why we talk about this team a lot, is because Jaren Jackson. That's a lot of money, and sure, he does good things on both sides of the floor, but I think some of it's a little overstated. I think functionally when he is the anchor of your defense, and I don't know how it's going to age either, but I just don't know if he is able to, and with the chaos that, I'm not going to dog him, but Ja has kind of had some tumultuous, extended periods.
Dumb, self-inflicted moments.
That have given the team a lot of problems.
Yeah.
So those are your two guys. And for the most part, I really like the way that they draft. I think that they've stumbled into... Look, they drafted Santi Aldama. They just drafted Cedric Coward, who looks... that makes that Bane trade look a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
Scottie Pippen Jr.
I mean, they basically drafted this entire roster, right?
Yeah.
Like it's all
Jalen Wells.
It's all homegrown, but I think with the thing you were talking about with JJJ, right? Their top two guys have glaring weaknesses, and JJJ has always been a limited offensive player. He adds a little bit of something, a little more self-creation every year, but
just clunky.
It just doesn't ever amount to anything. It's like it's almost like the age-old like somebody has to score moment. Mm-hmm. You know, we talk about this with bad teams where it's like someone's got to score the points. These are NBA players. Someone's going to score the points, and even though somebody's like balling out on a bad team, that doesn't mean like that player leading that team will lead to like good results. Jaren Jackson can put up 20 points a game, like 28 and 5 with 3 blocks a game, and this Grizzlies team could be a 30-win team because he just has other glaring weaknesses. He needs a physical big next to him, and that gunks up the offense on the other end with Ja, because Ja wants to be a downhill driver. He wants to play with a spacing lineup. He needs to play in a 5-out system in order to maximize himself, but JJJ can't do that. So they have two guys who are like just have conflicting skill sets in a way. Mm-hmm. You would theoretically think with JJJ being like a defensive player of the year level big and a real 3-point threat, playing with Ja would be a dream come true, but there's just these little nuances that I think we've seen come to fruition where it's like these guys just have these weaknesses that won't let them get over the hump.
And then they said, okay, well, we need that big next to Jaren Jackson. Let's draft Zach Edey.
Yeah.
And I just... I'm a Purdue fan, by the way. I know that listeners probably don't know. I've watched so much of him. We've had some arguments about... Yeah. And I'm literally just kind of on the counter trying to defend Edey as a player. But I don't like that he got drafted here. And that was what... Because honestly, they're buying in a lot to that. He's out right now. But they believe that even with how much capital they've put into JJ, they still need a big that could counter his weaknesses. And it's just...
Well, it's like they had Steven Adams for years, and they saw some success with Steve-O there, but you know they can't get another big who can stay healthy. Mm-hmm. And JJJ as the 5 out there, it can't happen. He's a very poor rebounder. He gets out physical a lot. Like he's not super strong. He's probably like 6'9", 6'10", so he's not huge. He's got a huge wingspan, but he's not a super like tall, strong, big guy. Like he will just get out muscled. So like you have to have a big 5 next to him, a big physical rebounding 5, and that gunks up the entire thing. It just limits.
Especially with Ja.
It limits them. It limits them to have Ja out there playing with Zach Edey. It limits both of those guys.
I think if you could hypothetically okay, magically you have Derek Lively now, yeah. or just like a rim running guy. You run a pick and roll with Ja, and you've got a crazy athletic big screaming at the rim for Ja to throw a lob to, or you've got a more cleared out lane where Ja can get to the line a lot. Yeah. It's just they're stuck. I think they're just they draft well. I love the Coward pick. Jerome was kind of a hot commodity, and he's hurt right now as well.
Of course he is.
But I think they got lucky with that contract to retain a guy that was awesome for a really good regular season team last year in Cleveland. Jalen Wells. Yeah, there's a lot of names on this team that I like, and sometimes I can get caught into, man, there's a lot of names on here that I like.
Yeah.
But sometimes it just doesn't work that way, especially when you're built up at the top like this with the vulnerabilities that they have. So to sum up Memphis, like it's at 39.5, and I'm really tempted to still take that over, but I don't know if I'm going to.
Again, just I don't believe in this team long term because I think Ja and JJJ just aren't a good fit as your top two duo. I'm unconfident in Ja as like your top of the mountain number one player. But like you said, they draft well. I love a lot of the role players on here. A lot of them are like these gritty, fun guys. Unfortunately, this team just can't stay healthy. Whatever they do, the people that they bring in via free agency get injured immediately, and it's just, the vibes have been bad for a little bit. They've been mired in the controversies surrounding Ja. I don't believe in the long-term viability of this roster.
Yeah, I think they're going to be able to take a really talented player in this upcoming draft.
Yeah.
So them drafting well, show us again, because I'm going to take well under 39.5. Last thing, I will shout out Javon Small, partially Franklin Central alum, my high school. We were really bad at basketball. He left, made a good name for himself. I'm rooting for you, Javon. And that bench unit looks really fun. Cam Spencer's awesome. Both of those Spencer brothers are awesome. Yeah. And I wish them health because it's just been rough for them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna take the under because I don't believe that it'll end up holding up. Like maybe that fan base deserves. But it's a tough conference, and they're gonna have to swing above their weight with the top of that payroll.
Yeah.
As inconsistent as it is. So on to the next one here.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the 39.5 is so low.
Yeah.
I'll take the over.
Nice.
At they'll win 42 games, just slightly over 500, or maybe exactly 500 is where they'll end up. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm not optimistically over, but 39.5 feels low. Yeah, but the next team, a fun team, the Minnesota Timberwolves. Maybe the most electric personality we have in the league right now.
And Anthony Edwards.
And then I'm really conflicted on the rest of the roster. They made the push. They traded for Mike Conley a couple years ago. They brought in a veteran point guard. They traded for Rudy Gobert.
They bring in DiVincenzo.
Yeah, they bring in all these guys. They get to the Western Conference Finals. They trade Cat.
Oh yeah, they trade Cat.
They get to the Western Conference Finals again, but are handily beaten by the Thunder. Now we're here. They re-signed Naz Reid in the offseason. I brought him back for a lot of money. I don't think they addressed what they really needed to do, which is you need to find a long-term solution at point guard. And they got to do that fast because
it's really bad.
It feels like it's getting ugly. Love Mike Conley, former Indiana high school legend.
Yeah, one of the best high school teams ever at Lawrence North. Him and Greg Oden both went undefeated one state.
It's so sick.
Yeah. Both went to Ohio State.
Both went to Ohio State. Shout out. But Mike Conley's old now, and he's not the player he was, and they didn't even have a backup last year. Now they just really don't have any guard play, and I'm worried about that. Three of the guys at the top of their payroll, and Rudy Gobert, Julius Randle, and Naz Reid, all kind of can't play together super well. The Gobert-Randle thing looks good sometimes if Julius has his decision-making going, if the shot's going in.
I think Rudy only plays well with France. Plays well with other players with France.
Yeah.
It's always going to be a little bit of a
It's just...
Who am I on the floor with?
Yeah, it's those are three of their top 5 highest-paid guys, and all combinations of them have deficiencies. The Gobert-Randle thing is clunky and weird. Gobert-Naz is clunky and weird. Randle, Naz is just... you don't want to play defense, I guess. I think they've got a bit of a problem there that will need to be sorted soon. But I believe in Anthony Edwards.
He's out for 2 weeks.
Out for 2 weeks
with hamstring tightness, by the way.
Yeah, but this is a good basketball team.
Absolutely.
They will be good. They got a lot of personalities in here who want to be competitive, who are very confident individuals, who are shit talkers. I like that about them. They've got some moxie. They got some energy. But I think this roster has some issues that they need to think right now about how to sort them out. Because
they need a guard.
They need a point guard bad. They need a long-term solution at point guard.
And
they need to figure out the front
point guard. Anthony Edwards is their point guard.
Right, but
they need that ball handler bad.
But
and off the bench too.
You can't. Yeah, they need two guys.
They need two guards.
We see this time and time again. Like, you don't need just one ball handler. You really want two. Like
look at Indiana. It's just, and we have 6 healthy players right now. But I'm talking like more last year.
Yeah.
Rotating them in and out. Okay, Shepard's in the game. TJ's in the game. Tyrese is in the game. Quinn Jackson's in the game.
Yeah.
You just have to have trust, and they have those guys. And to be fair, they're playing them. Like, they're playing Shannon. They're playing the guards that they have because they have to.
Yeah.
And I will shout out Jaylen Clark. Underdog, chip on my shoulder mentality, coming in, guarding like a freak. But he's not a guard. So.
Well, it's the kind of thing where we see with high-level ball handlers, like, it's always better to have another one next to him. Luka was great without Kyrie, but you put Kyrie next to him, it got better. Shea is great, but once J-Dub stepped up and took that role, got even better. They won a freaking championship. Like Luka with Austin Reeves. Like, it never hurts to have too many high-level game processors and ball handlers, and like
Nembhard next to Ty.
Nembhard next to Ty. Like, that's how they beat Cleveland last year. Like, they beat the second best team in the regular season. Like, it never hurts to have too many ball handlers. So like, they need to address this now, or this thing's gonna get ugly quick. Rudy is only getting older. Like, I don't trust the long-term viability of Julius Randle. You're paying Naz Reid a lot of money to just come off your bench and be good sometimes and play 20 minutes a night.
He's obviously the predecessor for Rudy.
Yeah.
On their books. Naz Reid's, he's a fan favorite.
Yeah.
I'm not going to badmouth him too much, but he's obviously got his limitations.
But he's one of your highest 5-paid players, and you can't just play. You can't play him all that much.
Yeah.
Because of the limitations. So like, I think they've got to think about solving this front court glut that they have, and they really need to figure out the point guard thing.
I think they'll address that before the deadline.
Yeah, I think they will, because
Dennis Schroeder, you are a Minnesota Timberwolf.
Dennis Schroeder just getting passed around the NBA, unfortunately, to every team that needs a plug-and-play point guard.
I think he has played for more than a third of the league.
Yeah, he's getting up there as far as like guys who have played for
at least more than 10 teams, which is insane. But he's a good player.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the over.
49.5. I'm gonna take the under.
Okay. I gotta take the over on somebody.
Yeah, I think this is like a 48-win team because they're starting like DDV at point guard, and some nights it looks good, and other times it doesn't. Like.
And we talked about Julius Randle, but like, he's part of the reason why I'm taking the over. Like,
okay, are you a Randle guy?
Not like buying real estate on Randall Island, but he just figures out. He's a pretty good playmaker.
Yeah.
He does pretty good working out of a hub, and I just think they're a little harder to beat than you would think.
Yeah, they got confidence, they got moxie. Like, there are guys on this roster that when they got it clicking, like, they think they can beat the world, and that matters a lot. That matters for teams. So.
But I think with the guard troubles, like I was saying, like Randall's a really capable playmaker. So I think they will. I don't think just they. I think they will. Lean on him a lot for to get through this drought until they find a placeholder to handle the ball for them.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna trust that they're gonna evade the plan.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the over on a whim. I'll probably be wrong.
I'm gonna hope they get there. Shout out Johan Berenger.
Yeah.
I really like him.
Dude, yeah.
Johan is great, and he's like Rudy Gobert if Rudy wasn't problematic and hated by the entire league.
He's a Frenchman too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, 100%. So yeah, I like Berenger. I think he's gonna be good here in a couple years. He probably won't play this season, really. But
no, he's not playing so far. Neither is Rocco Zakarski.
Rocco. Yeah, but yeah, we'll see. I'll be interested to see if they try to move. I think Gobert or Naz Reid are kind of like the guys. Like one of those guys is gonna go.
Yeah, they also have in this little shout out at MGM. I guess they have like it's a straight pick 'em at 49.5. It's minus 110, minus 110.
Mm-hmm.
So it's straight pick 'em there. You know, it's strategically set right under 50.
Yeah.
So it's like I'll take the over, you take the under. It's literally a pick 'em. So we'll see how it turns out. I would be shocked if they didn't win 45. So it's not like I think that it's at 49.5. I would take alternate and go all the way down to 38. They're going to be terrible.
Yeah, no. They're going to be good.
But they've got some that guard stuff is crazy.
Yeah, it's a little rough. Speaking of rough point guard play, the New Orleans Pelicans are next. I don't think we're going to be as negative as maybe people would anticipate on this team.
No way. It's at 30.5.
30.5 is low. And
Zion's healthy.
bettors would agree because the under pick is plus 100 right now. So the over pick is really favored with the Pelicans.
I'm going to start on this one.
Yeah.
Sometimes in books you could like take an alternate, like I just mentioned.
Yeah.
I would put it up to 35 and take the over.
Yeah.
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 I mean that may be a little rich, but I just think it's really low. It would make sense if it was this number and it's like Zion's out and we don't have a timetable for return.
Yeah.
Trey he tore his Achilles last year and like no, these guys are healthy. They just brought in new management, right? A new coach.
No, they did not bring in a new coach. They brought in Joe Dumars.
Oh yeah, they brought in
Joe Dumars, who made one of the craziest trades of all time in trading. If you're somehow unaware of this, they traded next year's pick unprotected, and it's the best of Milwaukee or New Orleans pick.
Yeah, Milwaukee or themselves. So they're betting on themselves.
They traded that to the Hawks.
Yeah.
So the Hawks are getting an unprotected pick next year from either the Pelicans or the Bucks. So two good bets for teams that could be bad.
Right.
To take Derek Queen at 13.
Who they have Zion already.
They already have Zion, and they took a non-shooting, non-defense playing big to put next to him.
Yeah.
Because he's from the DMV and what's his name? The guy who ran the Pistons. He was with the Thunder. Oh man, they brought in Joe Dumars and the other guy. Damn it!
You're gonna have to edit this out.
I'm gonna have to edit it out. Hold on, you talk and I'll look it up.
Okay. So yeah, I will say, like we've said, there have been some games that have already occurred. I've been pleasantly surprised with how they've looked, but on paper, and they did the Trey Murphy extension this past off season, correct?
I think that was last offseason.
But
went into effect this year.
He's on the books until 2029, 2030.
For a great deal.
Huge deal for them.
Troy Weaver, by the way.
Troy Weaver, yeah. Oh, yeah. How can you forget?
How could we forget? Great deal for Trey Murphy. Jesus, man.
Yeah, and he's a stud, and he's got a lot of areas to improve on his game. Already, he is like an eager media participant, so he's like one of those like young man in the three, like goes on to guest pods,
gets
like
out there, talks, yeah.
Obviously loves the game.
Yeah,
I'm a huge fan, and there were rumors last year that with how crazy the management is there, that they were looking to maybe get off of him for whatever reason, and I was like, Pacers all the way, become a Pacer, but he's there to stay, and that's really good for this franchise. Herb Jones as well, but his game's a little bit more limited. But everybody that is a basketball fan is aware of how great of a point of attack defender he is.
Monster.
And the JP thing was a little funny in the off season. It's like, oh, Dumars brings in JP.
Yeah, Troy.
But and DeJounte.
By the way, Troy Weaver, who was with Washington last season, was consulting with Washington, goes to run New Orleans, and he's like, give me Jordan Poole, baby.
I miss him already.
That guy led us to 15 wins. I want him.
But, like, with this group of guys, like, I just think it's going to be a little bit 5 out.
Yeah,
running the floor,
I love CJ McCollum, but Jordan Poole will take and launch a little bit more, maybe giving Zion just a little bit more space.
He's letting it fly, and he's confident about it. He's one of those guys. So I think they kind of needed a guy like that, honestly. And DeJounte's back here.
No, he's hurt. I think
he's hurt.
Yeah,
out for the year.
He tore his ACL in February last year or something. So good chance we don't really see him this year.
But we'll see Jeremiah Fears. He was one of the guys that came into this draft class that had the most disparity in the discourse. Some people had him as the third best player in the class. Some people had him 27th. So
yeah,
and a lot of that has to do with defense. He is a little bit of he's lanky, but he's got some size to him. 6'4".
Yeah,
incredible toucher on the rim.
He's athletic, he's
irrational confidence.
Fast. Yeah, he's a bit of a gunner sometimes,
But he's in the first couple games, he's put up double digits in both of those games.
Yeah,
he'll give them a spark, a little bit of a microwave off the bench. So for a team that people think is, Vegas at least thinks, hey, if they win 31 games, that's going to net you some money. Yeah. And that's a success for them. I think that's a little low. So, hey.
The 30.5 over-under, it's not an over-under in the traditional sense. You're betting whether you think Zion is going to play 60 games this season.
That's exactly
right. That's the bet.
Yep.
And Zion looks skinny. He looks healthier than he ever has. There was all the rumors about the ultimatums that he was being given by New Orleans management, and he seems to have taken some of those to heart. I really want to see a full year from Zion because he's a top 3 player to watch in this league when he's got it going. He's insane.
If he plays 60 games, I think they smash this. I think
they probably win. They probably almost go 500.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he plays consistently. So I love Trey Murphy. No one was watching the Pelicans last year, and so no one was watching when Trey was averaging 24 points a game and taking these crazy step backs, doing a lot more than just being the spacer shooter that he has been. So if Zion can just please stay healthy, the rest of this roster hopefully doesn't get plagued with injuries. I think they'll be competitive. They'll be pesky. They'll get up and run. There will be games where Jeremiah Fears puts up 25 points off the bench and it looks awesome. I like this roster. I want to believe in it.
Yeah.
So I'm over. 30.5 is real low.
That might be the easiest one for me that we've done.
Yeah, 31 games is just not a lot, and I think this roster is better than that.
Yeah. I will say Jordan Hawkins is also on this team, but
love Jordan Hawkins.
Jose Alvarado getting a healthy DNP to start the year.
Was he really?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
He's getting no run.
Wow.
He's healthy.
That's
because they're playing Jeremiah Fears and Jordan Hawkins and JP.
That's shocking.
It's weird.
That's weird because he's good. He's small.
But he's not a guy that you would expect that is just out of the rotation if you weren't paying attention.
No. Yeah. No. As far as this roster goes, that's a top 10 guy on this roster.
I'm thinking about you, Jose. Keep going.
Shout out.
Keep your head up.
Shout out, Jose.
Short King.
Yeah. This team is a more fun watch than they've been in years.
I agree. They're one of my that's one of my League Pass teams, man.
Yeah.
Healthy Zion, absolutely.
Healthy Zion rules, and fingers crossed we get it the whole year.
Yeah. All right. I mean, you can just. I'll give you the floor.
Can I just ISO for a little bit here?
Yeah. And I'll even just say, we're talking about OKC. I'm taking the over. Go ahead, Bryce.
62.5. I'll take a comfortable over here. This is the best team in the league. This is the deepest team in the league, who for some reason right now is being plagued with injury. I don't have a lot to say. We're gonna wait till we get to the playoffs. To be honest, like I'm enjoying watching these games so far, but I'm not really putting a lot of stake into them. Like the win or lose outcome of it. We'll wait for the playoffs. That's what I'm waiting for. I adore this team. I adore Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Jalen Williams, Chad Holmgren. Like I love this team. They're my guys. Like I've been a fan for over half my life now, and so to finally get over that hump was like such a momentous occasion. So I just want to get back there. This regular season's gonna be fun. They're gonna win a lot of games. They're gonna be great. I think the only thing I really want to talk about is like I don't even really want to talk about the top end guys. We've seen what they do. I want to talk about like the bench guys.
Yeah, I want to talk about Aaron Wiggins.
I want to talk about AJ Mitchell.
Oh yeah.
AJ Mitchell, man. Oh my God, AJ Mitchell is so good.
It's a little scary, man.
I'm not lying when I say I think he's the second best downhill driver on this team. I love J-Dub, but there are times where J-Dub sometimes he's got a crazy wingspan and broad shoulders, so sometimes he just wants to like bump fade. He'll do that a lot. AJ is just relentless. He'll come off he'll curl around an Isaiah Hartenstein screen and just
fast
screaming downhill, and he is a excellent passer. If you go look at some of the highlights from the past couple games, and I think I'll post some of these to my Twitter, like there was a beautiful one where he jumps, he does a pick and roll with Hartenstein. You got Chet in the corner, right? He leaps, and he uses his eyes to match Chet's, and the Hawks, they notice that, so two defenders dive at Chet, and he just midair just shifts his body a little bit, dumps it to Isaiah Hartenstein, who gets like an easy layup. Like he is a magnificent passer, second best downhill driver on this team. I cannot believe they have him for 3 years at $9 million. Like they're paying that guy $3 million a year, and it's crazy.
What was his draft pick?
38.
38.
I think.
And he played at UC Santa Barbara. His whole career?
I believe so.
He did?
Maybe. Yeah. I'm not too sure on his.
It's very clearly the steal of the draft.
Yeah.
He's gonna be in this league for a long time.
He rules. Yeah.
I started with Aaron Wiggins because I think he's one of the most important players on your guys' team now.
Yeah. It's been interesting because it felt almost like Cade Cunningham-ish, where it was like those couple years where OKC was like really bad. They didn't have a ton of shooting on the floor, and it was like if you just get Shai some space, he's gonna light it up. And they did that for a couple years. Like they picked up Isaiah Joe off the scrap heap. We had Mike Muscala. Like those lineups were always exceptional. Well, now Aaron has turned into one of the most consistent shooters on this team. Like he
makes everything.
He's a dead eye. He's an excellent bench scorer. Like I don't think this team has a six man because their numbers and their lineups like fluctuate night to night. But if there's a six man bench scorer on this team, it's Aaron Wiggins, and
absolutely
he's so integral to help give them a different flavor of player. They have the three-headed monster of like Lou Dort, Caruso, and Cason Wallace, like these defensive guys. But
nightmare.
But to have somebody who can just come off their bench and can give you 24 points in a game and just help you win a game, he helped them win playoff games. Wiggs is really important.
He absolutely did.
Yeah,
he helped you guys win the finals.
He helped us win the finals. Like there were times. I can't remember the exact game. Maybe it was in Game 7 that he like hit 2 threes when OKC couldn't hit threes all series. So like he would just come in for a game and hit 2 or 3 of them.
But 2 years ago,
it'd be such a relief.
If you would have told Thunder fans that like Wiggins he's not indispensable, but like he not only is he part of the roster still. You had just won a title, and he's like the most important player off the bench. It's just a little bit of a surprise. It's just he's becoming a name that you can't ignore. So I wanted to shout him out.
In the 2021 draft, the Thunder had 4 picks: Josh Giddey, Trey Mann, Jeremiah Robinson Earl, and the 55th pick was Aaron Wiggins. If you would have asked me at that time which of those 4 guys is integral to a championship roster, probably would not have said Aaron Wiggins.
Yeah, you would have been the 4th.
Yeah, so shout out to him.
Yeah, Topic, speedy recovery. It'll be nice to see him on the floor. So they're playing without Topic. Sorber's out for the year.
Yeah,
that sucks. I left him. He had a great year at Georgetown.
Super productive.
Yeah. So and J-Dub out and Kenrich out. So dealing with some injuries, but smashing the over. This is one of the best teams I've ever seen.
Yeah, they're good. Do they? I can't. This is a homer take, and I can't really compare it that well. Do they have the best two-way spots in the league?
Yeah, I love all of them.
I am shocked that Brandon Carlson did not get a regular contract from someone. Like, he's a legit shooter at almost 7 feet. Mm-hmm. He's not an incredible defender, but he's not a bad defender. Like, I can't believe somebody just didn't take a chance on him. And
Youngblood's a dog.
Youngblood's a dog. Brooks Barnheiser's a dog.
I watch a lot of Big Ten basketball, and there's a reason why Barnheiser didn't get drafted, I guess, because of his shooting and that funky jumper. But he is, he channels something when he gets on the court. He chipped his tooth in one of those Northwestern games. There was a big Warrior moment that was getting passed around social media about how much of a dog he is. Like, he's perfect for them, and he might end up like playing a little bit more minutes than you would expect this year for this team if injuries kind of stack up.
He's playing like a lot of minutes right now, like 10 to 15 a night. So I projecting super hard, but is that the Caruso replacement in the future? We'll see. I don't know. Yeah. There's a long way to go before there, but
I think that was definitely the idea, though.
Brooks Barnheiser's a fun player. I like him.
So a few more teams left here. We're about to hop into the Phoenix Suns.
Ugh, gross. I hate this roster.
Vegas hates them too.
Vegas hates them. 30.5 over under. Firm under.
I don't
like this.
I think if you haven't looked at the roster yet, it will shock you. Because obviously we know that KD's not there anymore.
Yeah.
But like it's literally just Devin Booker now.
It's Devin Booker and a whole bunch of dudes.
And if you don't remember, before all of this, before Ayton, before Chris Paul, Booker was still on Phoenix, and they were really bad before that.
They were horrible when it was just Booker and a bunch of dudes.
And now we're back. Full circle.
Back to Booker and dudes. Like, there's individuals that I like, but there is not a second option on this team. There's not a point guard.
You don't think Jalen Green is a good second option?
Contrary to popular belief, no. Given his rock solid track record, I'm actually going to say no. There's no point guard on this roster. There's no second option.
They're playing Colin Gillespie because they don't have a point guard.
Shout out Colin Gillespie. He's kind of good. He's been good. They don't have point guard, so why the hell not? Like,
but that's the desperation.
Yeah, like this roster's ugly. They brought in Jordan Ott, who's been an assistant coach forever, but doesn't really have experience as a head coach. Like, this is gonna be a bad defense. This is gonna be a bad offense because they don't have a table setter. They don't have a point guard.
Yeah.
We spent the top half of this podcast talking about how much point guards are needed. Like, I just don't believe in this. The vibes are horrible. They have the worst owner in the league.
Yeah, they do.
They do. Like, I really just don't believe in anything with this roster.
I think I hope that Malawach plays a lot and ends up winning that job.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was incredibly high on him at the draft. I think sky's the limit for him, but maybe not this year. They brought in Mark Williams, so they're doing a committee with Richards, I guess.
Yeah.
Closing that out. They've got 3 bigs close to the top of their payroll that they're trying to figure out one. I think the answer is just end up playing the guy that you took in the top 10.
Yeah.
But Ryan Dunn, Oso Igudoro, Rasheer Fleming as well, who I was also high on in this draft class.
Yeah.
So they did a good job like setting the table for an obvious problem. But the other problem is guard, which they haven't solved. So I think they should just keep swinging in the next couple drafts.
Yeah.
And I'm going to take the under on 30.5, even though that's really low. I think they're just going to end up tanking.
I think building a contender around Devin Booker like anytime soon is probably just kind of done, unless they luck in and like, I don't know, just some guy like hits. They draft some guy in this upcoming draft. They get lottery luck or something like.
Yeah, they draft Cam Boozer.
Yeah, if they just get wildly lucky like that. Other than that, I think like the days of dreaming about Devin Booker leading the Suns to a championship are just about over. It feels like we're really far away from that. We also got to mention like they've got the Bradley Beal. Was it $20 million just dead on the salary cap for the next like 5 years? Like that sucks. And I don't believe like
that's Ishbia's fault.
Ishbia is gonna like just tank this thing. He's
good.
He's an awful
He deserves
owner, and he's just not gonna let the front office people do their jobs. I think the reality is like this team's probably just gonna be mediocre to just plain bad.
And you know what?
I'm
not going to say this as an indictment on anybody's character, but I don't think Booker cares. I think he likes being in Phoenix.
Yeah, it's interesting that he just seems kind of content to just.
We're not hearing anything, and we might throughout this year if they're really bad. But
yeah,
what is Booker going to go to Chris Haynes and be like, "I need a sit-down interview"?
Yeah,
I'm
demanding a trade. Like, no, he seems completely content to just float through this.
So, so Jalen Green's out. Last thing I'll say.
Yeah.
They're playing a lot of Dylan Brooks, and he's going crazy. He's like, he might make the All-Star team if he keeps this up.
Classic Dylan Brooks.
He's averaging like 25 to start the year.
Yeah, it's hilarious. I don't know. I think you just trade anybody that might have positive value. See what you can get out of Dylan Brooks. Does anybody want to trade anything for Grayson Allen? Is Royce O'Neal still worth the first? Probably not. But like, just squeeze this roster for what it's worth. Be awful and just hope that you can recoup in the draft, because this is nothing. This is purgatory. You're accomplishing nothing. They won't.
Yeah, hope that Ishbia sells the team so he could make an evil AI company and.
Well, yeah. Like, you have $20 million of just dead money on your cap for 5 years. Yeah. That's a high level starter in the NBA. Like, that is a lot of money to just be sitting there. That is a severe hamper on your ability to put together like a great roster. So
yeah. I genuinely think that
hopeless.
Ishbia is the worst owner in the league.
100%. Yeah.
And yeah, I hope he sells it. And he's like, you know what I love? Palantir. I'm going to make another one.
He's going to be a crypto guy?
or something like that.
He's going to be a late stage crypto guy.
Yeah, we need to make invest in gold. Buy gold.
Buy gold, yeah. Yeah, when does Ishbia join like Fox News, traditional media? He makes just be a grifter.
Yeah, he's the press secretary for the third Trump term.
Yeah, he's just a billionaire grifter. We're going to get there, it feels like.
All right, Portland.
Oh, are you over under on 30.5?
No, I'm under.
Under, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I think they should tank.
Yeah, just be bad.
Just please.
Just be bad. And they probably will just be bad.
I don't want to watch you.
Nah.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry, Suns fans.
Sorry.
If anybody's out there that
from the heights we've fallen.
Yeah.
All right, the Portland Trailblazers. 35.5 over under.
And it's straight pick 'em. -110, -110 at 35.5.
I'm conflicted now, and we don't have to dive into this I don't know what to do now with the Chauncey Billups thing.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how this throws their season off. I don't know how this affects someone like Scoot, who, reportedly, like, Chauncey was very helpful to him. Like, I don't know how to assess that variable, so I'm just going to assess this as if Chauncey is still the head coach and things were normal the way they were like a week ago.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way I'm going to think about this. I'm up on the Blazers, at least relative to a 35.5 over under.
I agree with you.
This team has an identity, and that's important for young teams. They're like a defensive juggernaut. Juggernaut's not the right word, but like strong defensive team. They were strong in the back half of last season. They went out and got Drew Holiday. Like,
who's been really good so far.
Who's been really good. Like, looked very helpful.
You know who else has been good? Jeremy Grant.
Jeremy Grant's been good again. It's crazy. He doesn't have Chauncey whispering in his ear. Jeremy, clang this one off the back of the rim, please.
Yeah.
Shoot under 30% from the field or whatever he did.
Yeah, and I'll buy you dinner tonight.
Yeah. Dinner's on me. So, I like this team at least a little bit more than Vegas does. Again, they have an identity that's important to young rosters. And I think there's enough here to be a scrappy team that fights. There's going to be enough offense. There's going to be enough games where Shaedon Sharpe scores 25. Jeremy Grant is seemingly back to being a contributing basketball player, like a positively contributing basketball player. They're better than the 35.5 that's being shown to us.
Yeah, I totally agree. Klingon has been encouraging to me so far this year because he was kind of a nothing burger last year.
He's letting it fly as a shoot.
Yeah, and I think he's going to be fine. You can't count on Robert Williams to play, but if they do need to play Hanson Yang, that's some must see basketball at the very least.
It's fun.
Danny Avdia, whether you love him or whatever, he's really good.
Yeah,
he's really good.
He's very good.
He's like relentless.
Downhill force.
Downhill force.
Like,
yeah.
He just bullies his way. He's fast.
Yeah.
He's probably like 6'9", and he moves quick. He can handle the ball. Just gets downhill with ease. And
who did Washington get back for him?
Oh man, it was.
Why did they do
Was
that?
it 2 picks? It was 2 firsts were in that trade. I'm 100% confident of that because everybody was like, "Whoa."
I just don't know why they did that.
Washington?
Maybe they had to get him out of DC.
Washington or Portland? You don't know why Washington?
I don't know why Washington got rid of him.
I don't know.
Look, he's the 3rd highest payer on this team. I guess higher than Lillard.
He's not making a lot of money.
But he's not making a lot of money.
On a descending contract too.
Yeah, and he's really good. So, Kamara as well.
Tumani Kamara rocks.
Who they extended on a fantastic contract.
I like it. Yeah, very similar to Herb Jones, kind of.
Yeah.
Excellent defender. Sometimes can shoot, sometimes can't. It comes and goes.
But I think he's got if he's got an open 3.
You feel fine about it. You're not mad about it.
So, I think that they probably are a play-in team this year, in my opinion.
They're in the conversation.
Yeah, but the Chauncey stuff is definitely something. So
it's concerning. Yeah.
Tiago Splitter is he was already on the staff.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with that, but
Tiago Splitter's, I'm a fan. I don't know what his pedigree is as far as how if he's just going to be able to pick this up on the fly this year, but it's not like the stakes are super high anyways.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the over.
I'll take the over. They'll be fun. They'll have some good games. This team is pretty thin once we get past, like, with Scoot out right now. Like, they're playing Blake Wesley a lot.
I think they could play Caleb Love at some point.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
There's definitely like an opportunity for some of these guys to get in, get minutes. Except for apparently Duop Reith, who like Hey, sneakily, go 2 seasons back and watch some Duop Reith highlights. That dude could shoot. Okay,
dude, he's kind of filthy.
A shooting big should be getting minutes.
He played in the CBA, the second best league in the world in the CBA, and dominated. He's went overseas, came back. Now he's 29.
He's a fun guy, and
I'd like to see him play.
Don't get why he doesn't play like at all.
Especially when you have Klingon and
they don't have a true starting five, and they had DeAndre Ayton last year, but I really don't get why he doesn't play. I think he should, but there are some depth concerns here. I don't think the play on the wing is pretty weak outside of Denny. So
should have went out and got Mac McClung, guys. He's ours now.
Too late. Too late. Yeah, but I like the Blazers. They're fun. I always like when small market teams do stuff pretty organically.
Their broadcast for League Pass viewers, their broadcast is actually pretty aesthetically fascinating.
Yeah, and I don't know their play-by-play and their color guy, but they're really good.
Yeah, it's one of the most enjoyable watches. So.
Yeah, completely unbiased, and they genuinely, you can tell they watch the rest of the league.
And they always tip at 10:30 because it's on the West Coast.
It's always the late game.
So, if you're ever tempted to turn a late game on, Portland's a great watch.
Portland's always playing.
Yeah.
All right, let's move to another interesting team with the most interesting player in the league, probably the San Antonio Spurs.
Yep, they're at 44.5.
Man, how many games did they win last season? Did they win 32 games or something?
Yeah, it was around 34.
Yeah, it wasn't a lot.
Yeah.
I think if I hadn't seen the first couple games from Wemby to start the year, and the way that Dylan Harper has looked already, he had a really great game last night.
It was really good.
If I hadn't seen those things, I might be under on 44.5. Now I'm like, oh shit, I gotta be over on that.
Yeah, this is a little bit cheating because the season already started and they look unbelievable and they haven't lost yet.
Wemby looks insane. I mean, they play the Mavericks on opening night, and the Mavericks, who start one of the biggest starting lineups in the league, and have an elite big rotation with Lively, Gafford, and Anthony Davis.
And PJ.
None of those guys even remotely stood a chance.
He couldn't see him.
He made them look minuscule. It was so scary. He looks so good, so fresh and ready. Dylan Harper already had an incredible game, contributing.
Yeah, there's no learning curve for him.
Yeah, De'Aaron Fox isn't playing right now, right? He's hurt.
Yep, he's out for a few weeks. I think he might come back late November.
So we don't even have De'Aaron Fox back yet, and they look incredible. So this team's gonna be great. They are an absolute must-watch every night. I mean, what more is there to say? The rest of the league is shivering in their boots.
yeah. I believe me if you want to or not. I was gonna take the over. Before, if we recorded this before the season started, I'm smashing it now.
Yeah.
Just because I just don't want to look like a fool.
Yeah.
It might feel a little because it's a young team, and especially with Fox out, the median age might be the lowest especially for a competitive team. OKC obviously.
Yeah.
But they're going to be playing a lot of Harper. Castle's 21. Carter Brownell maybe play, but he's 20. Just got drafted. Wembanyama's 22. Vassell's 25. Keldon's 26. That's the most of the rotation right there. I love them bringing Cornette in so that they can
great backup big.
They got him for a really good deal.
Yeah, and Boston is furious that they lost Cornette. Good move to help bolster up the backcourt or the front court there. Excuse me.
He's a smart player too. He could shoot the ball. He's pretty good defensively.
Yeah.
He's a good communicator. He spaces the floor willingly. There's not going to be any spacing problems. he's smart enough to know when to get out of the way. And,
yeah, just does the little things kind of big. Like, doesn't excel at anything, but just does all the little things well.
But he's huge.
He's big.
They're both 7-footers.
Yeah,
on
they're
their
big.
Floor. So
they're big.
We know how much of an anomaly, a historical anomaly, Wembanyama is on the defensive end. But like, it's not underrated to me having Cornette next to him. Because I think that helps it out even more on the other side of the rim. Say a guy goes up and he's like, oh crap, Victor's there. I'm gonna jump. I'm gonna try and extend over across the baseline and whip something over to the other rim.
Yeah.
And then that guy buys out, so then he drives, but on the other side, Cornette's there.
Yeah.
So they didn't. That's not something that they had last year. They've got the ability to be a top 5 defensive unit and a top 5 offensive unit this year, in my opinion. So
they could be really good.
I'm taking the over at 44.5, and I would even bump that up a couple wins.
Yeah, I do worry about the defense outside of Wemby. Obviously, I think they were definitely bottom half of the league last year. I think they were around like the 20th best defense by defensive rating. So the perimeter defense worries me a little bit. I really disliked the De'Aaron Fox trade, not because of what they gave up to get him, but just because of the timing of it all. And I don't think De'Aaron Fox was the right guy, especially seeing now that they got Dylan Harper. Like, I would rather just let
they wouldn't have done that.
I would rather just let Dylan Harper and Victor Wembanyama lead your team, but
they wouldn't have done that, obviously. They would have known.
Yeah, but that's besides the point. Like, De'Aaron Fox is an all-star level player. Like, he will be good, and he will retain some value if they want to
move off of him.
So I worry just a little bit about building the rest of the roster around Wemby. I think some of the pieces are a little awkward. They don't fit super well. What do you do with a Jeremy Sohan extension in the offseason? Like, I don't know.
Sorry.
No.
Completely just cut you off.
No, you're good. Devin Vassell is, like, really good. I'm pretty high on him, but he also, like, he's a guy who excels with the ball in his hands, and I'd rather just give the ball to Dylan Harper and De'Aaron Fox. So what else is he doing? That kind of thing. Keldon Johnson, too. Like, not an exceptional, like, off-ball scorer, not a great shooter, but can get to the rim and score in bunches when he has the ball in his hands. But, like, why are you taking the ball out of everybody else's hands just to give it to Keldon Johnson? So I think they got a couple of wing guys that don't fit super well, and I'm interested to see how they handle them moving forward, because I don't think they'll be on the team long term.
Yeah, I agree totally. Vassell and Keldon both. I think they're gonna look to try and play Carter Bryant a little bit. Sohan's a little bit of a wild card here, given the fact that he was really important for them when they drafted him, and now Wembanyama's on this team. So
I don't know what to do with him. I don't know what his, like, NBA skills are. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know if he knows.
Yeah. So, but you have Victor Wembanyama. Those are very minor complaints.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think we're both over at 44.5.
But they might shuffle that around this deadline, because I think
I can see it. Yeah,
they're gonna be really good.
Yeah, and I think, they're gonna be good. They're gonna have all the hype in the world. They're gonna be fun. I just can't wait to watch Wemby more.
Yeah,
it's always good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we went from something fun to something wildly depressing.
Pretty much.
The Sacramento Kings. Ooh boy.
We're not lighting the beam anymore. We're flicking our beams.
I don't even. At least you could consider that a positive. I don't think there's anything positive going on in Sacramento, man. This sucks. This is Bulls West.
Yeah.
The Kings
has been for a while, honestly.
The Kings saw the heights that the Chicago Bulls reached with Levine, Vooch, and DeMar DeRozan, and said, "I need that.
Gotta have that.
I've gotta have that." Oh man. Is there anything you want to say about this team? I don't have anything to say, I don't think.
I'll shout out Nate Clifford. He looks like a dude. And to be fair, he was. He kind of always has been. They might have lucked into having a bridge player in him. They took Devin Carter 2 years ago.
He was a rookie last year, yeah.
And that was weird because they had Fox still.
Yeah, weird fit. And although I like Devin Carter.
Yeah, I just don't know if he's ever gonna be able to. He's gonna be on another team at some point, and hopefully he's able to like still know who he is. But,
yeah.
Sacramento's a tough soul for most of this franchise's history. It just kind of sucks the life out of you. So yeah. This team. Okay, so do we even say what the over-under is? It's 32.5.
32.5. Yeah. We said the Suns had the worst ownership in the league. This is probably second worst.
Because who knows what they're doing?
Yeah, Vivek decides when and where he wants to be involved and when he doesn't want to, and I don't know. They can't play defense. No one seems like they want to be there. No one seems excited. They're just mediocre in all aspects. They don't have a lot of depth. It's all kind of ugly. What's the what's the optimistic outlook? Where's the growth coming from?
Who have they invested in that like gives them life?
Yeah, like Domantas Sabonis is almost 30 years old. We know who he is. Zach LaVine is 30 years old. We know who he is. DeMar DeRozan is 36. We know who these are. They're not getting better. There's no player on this roster that you look at and you're like, okay, I could see them like really developing into a star and like helping do this and this and this. Like
they're trying to like thrift shop, like bargain bin their way.
Yeah, they're just trying to do this kind of by committee.
Like nobody wants to take on this LaVine contract. We'll do it.
I guess we'll do it.
Hey, give us DeMar too.
Why not?
Oh, Malik Monk. Anybody want him?
No, apparently not.
It's like what? It doesn't make any sense to me. So, Russ.
Shout out Russ, man.
Drew Eubanks. Oh my god.
Of course, I have to have a soft spot for Russ.
I'm happy he's still in the league.
Yeah, it's fun to have Westbrook around, but I don't know.
Decent weather.
I didn't like the Jonathan Kuminga chase in the offseason, but that at the very least would have been something different. Like maybe have given them a bit more youth. Something. There's nothing. This team is nothing. It's going nowhere. They're gonna be bad. They're gonna get the 8th pick again, and they're gonna blow it. And that is just they're doomed for eternity to do that again and again and again.
That's the Bulls' philosophy.
It's the Bulls' philosophy.
Maybe not anymore, and they're like, we'll.
At least the Bulls had MJ, for God's sake. Like at least they can reminisce on the good old days. Yeah. The good old days were being the beam team and being like a first round out to the Warriors. Like
yeah, and a lot of those players are still there, and it's really sad. So, with all that being said,
32.5.
It's really low.
I'm under.
I'll take the over.
I don't. I feel like I've been under on a lot of teams, but I feel like the teams I'm over on, I'm like way over. Maybe they scrounge it up. I don't really care, but the vibes make me feel like this is a 15-win roster, despite the names.
Yeah. No, I wish I could. I just feel like I need to start taking some overs.
That's fair enough.
I need to balance it out. So I can see them winning 35 games. I mean, that's not an accomplishment.
It's not good.
So.
But yeah. Shout out Keon Ellis.
I was about to say that.
I like Keon Ellis. I've always liked Keon Ellis. The only guy on this team who gives a damn to play defense, like, ever. So.
Yeah, and that girl on Twitter that, like, loves Dario Saric.
Oh, yeah. The Dario Saric girl. Shout out to her. One of the most faithful people I've maybe ever seen.
Yeah, she seems nice.
You got to be dedicated to still be a fan of Dario Saric at this point. Yeah, what a sad space. I hate this for Kings fans.
Me too. And we've got a partnership now that, Pacers fans, we appreciate you guys.
Oh, man. Like, could you imagine just like Kings fan sitting in their room, lights off, finals playing on the TV. They're like 7 beers deep, no shirt on, just a single tear rolls down their face. Like, it's so sad.
Yeah.
It's so sad.
I was at Ball State as a student when I got the Woj notification, and it was one of the best days of my life. So.
What a trade, man.
Oh, but
what a trade.
Hopefully you guys do go well in the draft. We'll move on
to our last team.
Last team in the conference, maybe last in the conference record-wise by the end of it.
Probably the worst team in the league. Yeah. Brooklyn still exists, but
Utah Jazz.
Utah. Give me 2. 18 and a half is the over-under here.
It's really low.
Boy, that's low.
You can't get lower than that. I don't think they're. Yeah.
Ooh,
I think they were like the conversation in Vegas with these guys was probably like, what's the lowest we can go?
I genuinely think it's probably like 18.
Yeah, that's probably it.
They can't put it at 15 and a half.
No.
That's disrespectful. But
it's at 18 and a half, and if you want to take the over on that, it's minus 135, and the under, right? Is that what it is? The under is plus?
The over is at plus 110, so a lot of people are taking the over because of how low it is.
Okay.
So, and then the under is at minus 135, so that's better odds than most of these.
How do you feel about that?
How I feel about people taking the over?
Yeah. What do you think they know that we don't?
That they beat the Clippers by 30.
I guess, yeah.
So the problem is people see 18 and a half and they're like, 19 games? Like, this team could win 20 games. And then every year there's like 3 teams that win.
There's gonna be a team.
There's like 3 teams that win 18 games.
Yeah.
It literally always happens. Like, some team has to only win 17 games.
Yeah. But think about it, like 16 and 66.
That's so
15 and 67. Have you ever seen numbers like that? I mean, they happen, but
happened last year.
Maybe that is a little too low.
It feels low, and at the same time, they're in a really good conference with a lot of teams vying to be competitive, and the Jazz have no incentive to try to be competitive.
And Darren Peterson would save this team.
Oh my God! And let's say it. I think there's several guys on this roster that like you and I like and are interested in. Like there's
Walter Clayton.
Like half of these dudes I really like, and half of them I don't like.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. So like Walter Clayton, looking pretty good so far. Like interesting, was really good with Florida, obviously.
I like Sensabaugh.
Our dude Bryce Sensabaugh is a baller. Yeah. Absolute baller. Like he's already had a 20-point game this season. Like looking really good. Isaiah Collier has given them some good minutes from time to time.
So is Filipowski.
Flip looks good.
So is Keontae George, to be honest. Whether you like him or not, he's been productive.
Super up and down.
You might be able to get something for him.
Super up and down. Yeah, definitely projects as like could be a super useful bench scorer in this league.
He reminds me of Anthony Simons a lot.
Yeah, Anthony Simons. Honestly, even like on the low end, like Jordan Clarkson a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then we would talk about the other young guys. Taylor Hendricks has been really hurt his first couple of years, but he's had flashes where he looks good. And Cody Williams looked pretty rough last year, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't know if he's an NBA guy.
Yeah, I don't know. I want him to be like. I would have thought that Walker Kessler was a really good basketball player, but the Jazz have been trying to trade him for like 2 seasons. So there's something weird there. Like
the Jazz are trying. They won't even trade Lorian. They're trying to trade you.
Yeah, something's weird. Something's off with that. Like I think I'm a little lower on like Keontae than you are.
Well, I'm not. I literally just wanted to shout him out because he's 22.
Yeah.
They drafted him, and he has a skill.
Yeah, he can score in a hurry. So there's a lot of like interesting bit guys. There's we're doing this do-si-do dance with Lowry where we want to pretend like we're building around Lowry, but also we would definitely trade him, but our price tag is super high. Like
give us 10 picks.
Yeah, so I just probably need to move off of Lowry at some point because he's just going to be too old by the time the rest of this roster is ready to be competitive.
Yeah, please do.
They're super young. Honestly, I think they're kind of fun because some of these guys can do some things like Ace. We haven't even talked about Ace.
Yeah.
Ace is gonna have some games, man, where he looks like Kevin Durant, or he like just yams on a guy from just flies over some 7-footer.
He's one of the youngest guys in the league.
Yeah. He's also gonna have games where he takes like 14 LaMelo Ball step backs.
Yeah, he goes 3 of 17.
Yeah, misses all of it. Like, there's gonna be some rough moments. Like I said, there's fun bit guys all over this roster. There hasn't been a lot of consistency like amongst them in their production, so it's about whether we see it all to not come together, but we just see more consistency. We see the flashes become a little more solidified. Who's real, who's not. Again, classic thing of somebody's got to score the points. Somebody's got to play minutes. Somebody's got to get boards. Somebody's got to run the team. Somebody has to handle the ball. Like, what's real, what's not.
Yeah.
So.
They have positive cap space. Yeah. Which is smart, given how bad this team is. But that's interesting to me. They're gonna have to end up using that.
Yeah.
So we'll see if anybody really likes Utah.
Yeah.
This offseason. Maybe it's Austin Reeves.
Hey, they got a lot of ball handlers, but why not?
But maybe they're able to convince somebody, and they've got money to spend. But I think they're gonna have to.
Either that, or they just continue to take on money for picks and stuff. But I don't know. I could talk myself into quite a few guys on this roster. At the same time, somebody has got to lose a lot of games.
They're going to be a walking mat in the West for sure. We get to play Utah today.
Oh, really? Pacers do?
No,
Yeah.
We got a back to back, but it's Utah.
All right, rest the starters. We'll win by 30.
Yep.
We're fine.
So I'm gonna shockingly take under at 18.5. I'm taking the under.
I feel like I've taken a lot of unders, but I want to take that under too because if they're not the worst team in the West, if they win 20 games, there's got to be somebody else down there with them who's winning only 20 games too, and I don't know who that would be. So I'm going to take them as the under.
Yeah. I think Phoenix.
Phoenix will be down there. Yeah. Maybe in the first episode with the East, we did our top 8 teams. Maybe do our bottom 8 or bottom 7 teams in the West.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna go under.
Yeah, there's an awesome not this sport, but there's an awesome podcast out there, NFL Stock Exchange. Shout out those guys. And for the football version, they do a fix your franchise series throughout the season where after a head coach gets fired or after they clean house, then they go through all the steps. They do a mock draft for that team, kind of go through the head coaching candidates out there. I don't know if they're necessarily, and this is just in general, but that's an idea for a couple of these teams. Maybe that could be useful for Portland with and maybe LA and maybe Phoenix, but with Utah, I think Will Hardy it's a weird situation for him. Because I think he's a good coach, and I think that they feel the same way. And Danny Ainge there, I think, has trust in him, but he just kind of has to trust that his job is secure while they lose indiscriminately,
and seemingly it is
without a timetable to start winning.
But yeah, it's like, all right, everyone thinks Will Hardy is good, but when does he lead them to wins?
Yeah, when does he get the opportunity to try?
Yeah, he hasn't really had it yet.
So maybe he has the best job in the league, or maybe it's like low key hard to sleep at night. So
yeah,
I don't.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, 100%.
His job is secure, and you would think that would be more common, but like in other sports, it's not. Like their patience is not exercised.
No.
But they actually seem to be a patient organization with him. They've been very patient with Lori on top of that payroll. So, yeah. I don't know if Lori wants to leave. I would assume, now's the time where you're knocking on the door at your peak. You'd like to be competitive.
Yeah.
So
he got his extension though. They can't trade him for a while. I don't know if that's one of those like can't trade until January 15th type deals. I'm not too sure, but yeah, I think Lowry gets moved relatively soon, within the next year, I would guess, and then we really get to kind of see what the young guys are.
Yeah.
So it'll be fun. Quick shout out to Oscar Shibwe on two-way with this team.
John Tonje as well. Really awesome, productive player at Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
This past year, I think he was at an Ivy League school before that. They got him on a two-way as well.
Mm-hmm.
They usually are pretty good about that stuff, but yeah. Shout out Oscar Shibwe.
Yeah, if you're ever bored, just go look at his like rebounding numbers in the G League. He gets like 30 rebounds a game. It's so funny. It rules, and he's like 6'6" or something.
Yeah, it's like Terry Taylor.
Yeah, he's tiny. All right, are we gonna do the same thing we did last time? Get our top 8 going here.
Sure.
All right, let's do it. So I'll cut this part out where we think about it, and then we'll jump back in.
Okay.
All right.
OKC.
Yeah.
Denver.
Houston. Yeah. I'll take Houston as the top 8.
I'm going San Antonio 4, Minnesota 5, LA Lakers 6, Warriors 7, Clippers 8.
Okay. Obviously, I'm OKC, Denver, Houston, Mini, Golden State, Lakers, San Antonio. Do I want to put the Clippers in there? Probably.
I'm leaving them out because I forgot to say Houston.
I think you said Houston.
No, I think I literally left Houston out because I said both Clippers and Lakers and Warriors.
OKC, Denver, Houston, Mini, Golden State, San Antonio, Lakers. So I get one more, and I get a pick. Clips, Grizz, Mavs. I could go hot take and say the Blazers, but I don't think I even really believe that. I think it's probably just the Clippers, yeah.
It's just so bloated.
I think it's the Clippers. And then that would mean your bottom 7 are like Dallas, Memphis, New Orleans,
Sacramento,
Utah,
Phoenix,
Phoenix.
Portland, or New Orleans.
Portland would be in there. Yeah. 2, 3, 4, 6. Yeah. Okay. I think we have the same top 8.
Yeah, just in different order.
Yeah. Is that your order?
I can go first.
Yeah. All right. I'll count it in. 3, 2, 1. So again, if you want to take the first go at this, kind of given your is this in order or is this just 8 teams?
I think I said in no particular order last time. I don't know why I did that.
I think we said no particular order last time, but let's go particular order this time.
Let's project. OKC, Denver, Houston. I'll go San Antonio 4, Minnesota 5, Golden State 6, LA 7, and that's the Lakers. And we'll go. I said Houston already, right?
You already said Houston, yeah.
So I'll go Clippers 8.
Clippers 8. I think we have the same 8 teams. I think my order is different. I'm gonna go OKC Denver. I'm gonna go mini at. Did I? I can't remember if I took the over or the under on them.
I don't know if you did because it was 49.5.
Yeah, I think I took the under. Actually, yeah, I don't really trust them that much. I'm gonna take. Yeah, OKC Denver. Let's go Houston. I was kind of like between Houston, Minnesota. Honestly, Warriors. Those are kind of like.
Yeah.
So I'll go OKC, Denver, Houston. I'll go Wolves, Warriors, Lakers, Clips. Do we have the same order?
Yeah, but you didn't say San Antonio.
Oh, I didn't say San Antonio. Oh, well, so San Antonio, I will say, is my. I'll put San Antonio at the 7.
Okay.
Warriors 5, Lakers 6, San Antonio 7,
Clippers 8.
Yeah.
Okay. If you were to follow that.
Yeah. That's not too bad. What?
Yeah. If you were able to follow that.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll repeat it one more time. OKC, Denver, Houston, Mini, Warriors,
Lakers, San Antonio,
Clippers.
Okay.
Sorry, that's very confusing there.
But yeah, that leaves Memphis out, which probably hurts the one Memphis fan out there.
Honestly, who are your? So then, yeah, that leaves Dallas, Memphis. Let's throw
Portland out there.
Pels, Portland.
Yep.
Only 2 of those 4 teams can make the play-in. Who are your 2?
Memphis and New Orleans.
I think I'd be.
You're probably going Portland.
Yeah, I might be higher on because I want it. I could see this falling apart for the Memphis. I think Memphis Dallas is what people would automatically think.
Mm-hmm.
That's first in mind. I think it could go south for those teams like fast.
I think Dallas has an incentive with Kyrie out to maybe, if you're already playing flag at point guard, to have another draft pick.
Just try and see what you can get.
Let's see if you could pair something with obviously the new empire that you started with Flag.
Yeah, like
pair him with somebody.
Who knows if Nico really wants to do that? But like, I think that would be the smart thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say Portland, Memphis, reluctantly.
Okay.
I'll say Portland, Memphis, Dallas, New Orleans miss out.
Yeah, I'm just gonna throw New Orleans in there because if Zion plays, I think they'd probably make the play-in.
Sure. Yeah.
So I'll go with them.
Okay, that's fun. Awesome. That's a wrap on Ep 2 and the end of our quote-unquote preview series.
Yeah, after this, we'll be covering the sport as it's going on.
Talking current basketball, and we'll figure out what the structure of those episodes look like. I think we'll kind of have a consistent structure week to week where we talk about.
Yeah.
We have sections of the show and whatnot, and we'll kind of work on those as we go along this year.
But yeah, I appreciate you being here with us, and we'll see you next week.
Shout out to everybody. Bye.
Bye.